On the early hours of August 7, 1985, just outside the village of Tolshand, DRG Essex, England, a shocking attack left 5 members of a family shot dead. At around 3:26 am, a guy telephones Kempsford police station from his home. He told them that he just received a telephone call from his father from the landline of the White House farm to his landline. Father said Sheila has gone berserk with a gun. The guy said the line went dead afterwards. I am Parth Sathi, your host, and welcome to Ringing Bells podcast with our first episode, The Murder Suicide. In today's episode, we will delve into the actions of what led to such an ending for a family. Disclaimer: the information provided by the speaker on the Ringing Bells podcast is for general information purposes only. All the information is provided in facts, which are clearly mentioned on the internet by the authority. However, we make no warranty of any kind, express or implied, regarding the accuracy, validity, or completeness of this information. Listeners are advised that this episode contains graphic descriptions and details of gore and death. Thus, viewer discretion is advised. After that distress call, which was made by Jeremy Bamber to the Kempsford police station, 3 policemen arrived at the location at the White House farm at around 3:56 am. Followed by them, a car arrived at the scene. It was Jeremy himself. The police officer investigated the house through a distance, making sure not to alarm the suspect inside, who is supposedly carrying a gun. The second floor lights are turned on and are flickering as if it's broken or something. So, there were 5 people inside of the White House farm, which were the mother, June Bamber, age 61, the father, Neville Bamber, age 61, the daughter, Sheila Keffel, age 28, the twins, Daniel Keffel and Nicholas Keffel, ages 6. Now at the White House farm, a negotiator is brought with a bullhorn to communicate and negotiate with Sheila to make sure to surrender. But there is no response from the inside of the house, but only one sound of a dog barking. Simultaneously, one of the police officers is questioning Jeremy Bamber about the call and anything unusual happened last night. Jeremy told them about the phone call and that it had sounded as though someone had cut off the call. He also said he did not get along with his sister that much. When asked whether she might have gone berserk with a gun, the police said he replied, "I don't really know. She is a nutter. She's been having treatment." When asked why Neville would have called Jeremy and not the police, he replied that his father was the sort of a person who might want to keep things within the family. Jeremy also added that Sheila was familiar with guns. He said he had been at the farmhouse himself at 3 hours earlier and that he had loaded the rifle because he thought he had heard rabbits outside. Jeremy had left the rifle on the kitchen table fully loaded with a box of ammunition nearby. The police entered the farm at around 7:54 a.m. in the morning of 7th August 1985. They used a sledgehammer to break the back door as all the windows and doors were secured from the inside. The scene inside was so disturbing it is believed that 25 shots were fired at that night inside the farm. As the police entered first, they found Neville in the kitchen. He was wearing pajamas. He was found lying on a chair next to the fireplace of the house. He was shot 8 times, 6 times to the head and face, and 2 times to his torso. He was shot 4 times upstairs, but he managed to run downstairs. Although he fought till his last breath, it is also said that he was beaten as well, that his neck was broken. As the police made their way upstairs, they found June's body in the bedroom. Her clothing was heavily bloodstained. She was found lying by the bedroom door. She was shot 7 times. Daniel and Nicholas were found in their beds and in their own room. They appeared to have been shot while sleeping. Daniel was shot 5 times behind his head, and Nicholas was shot 3 times in the head up close. This pattern suggested that Sheila first killed twins, then June, and then Neville, and ultimately ended her own life as well. Sheila's lifeless body was found on the floor of the master bedroom with her mother. She had 2 bullet wounds under her chin. The case was immediately believed to be an open and shut case of murder-suicide, but a detective called Stan was not convinced with the evidence at the crime scene. After 3 days of murders, Jeremy's cousin found out that just below the staircase there was a silencer which had blood stained on it. Anne, Jeremy's cousin, immediately called the detective. She also mentioned about a broken latch of a window from where the killer could have entered the house. Because of this new evidence of the silencer, and it was proved that the silencer was used in the gun while the killings were happening, it created a whole new story that Sheila didn't had long arms to kill herself with the silencer on the rifle, and if she removed it while trying to kill herself, it is common sense that the silencer would have been found beside her and not downstairs in the gun box. Because of this new evidence, Jeremy was now the number one suspect of this crime. Police was trying to collect forensic evidence but weren't able to as the silencer was collected 3 days later when the murders happened. But one of the scientists did find Sheila's blood sample inside the silencer, though it was ruled out to be June and Neville's mixture of blood. One girl came forward with a statement. Julie Muckford, girlfriend of Jeremy's, came forward with a statement which told a totally different story about Jeremy Bamber. She stated that Jeremy was planning to kill his parents months before from today. Muckford also mentioned that he told her he wished to kill his own parents and get rid of them. He also said that Sheila would make a good scapegoat as of her mental illness. Muckford added, at the night of 6th August 1985, Jeremy bicycled his way to the farmhouse at around 9 just to make sure no one sees him driving his car. Julie also said Jeremy called her at the night on 10 p.m. to tell her that it's tonight or never. Julie brushed it off as some joke, she said. Mugford said. Jeremy again called her at 3 a.m. to tell her something's wrong at the farm. He again called her to tell the news of the murders and on the crime scene as he hugged her and cried. Julie at the scene. Julie added that he whispered to Julie in her ears that I should have been an actor. Julie changed her statement because Jeremy cheated on her with some girl, which made her very angry and resulted in Jeremy's arrest. Jeremy Bamber was convicted on 28 October 1986 of 5 counts of murder, sentenced to life imprisonment. This ends our first episode with a true crime solved case. If you love to listen to this kind of true crime stories, follow our podcast to listen and not miss any of our weekly episodes. Until then, goodbye.